How can managers empower employees to balance real life without burning out? You are a people manager. One of the best team members just hinted that something is going on at home, caring for a parent, dealing with health issues, navigating family stress, or burnout. They didn't ask for time off, they didn't complain, but you can feel the pressure building. And now you've quietly started asking yourself, how do I support them without sacrificing results, without being unfair to others, without burning myself out in the process? If we haven't met, I'm Dr. Anna Thomas. I'm a physician, leadership speaker, caregiver advocate, and corporate wellness specialist. I help organizations strengthen their workforce and create workplaces where people and performance can thrive together. Even as we enter an era of AI, automation, and agentic teams, the future of work is still human, and that work is changing dramatically. But at the same time, employees are navigating complex personal and professional pressures that are only going to escalate in the coming years. For example, in the next 5, 10, 15 years, we will see an exponential increase in the number of older adults who will need caregiving support. Who will be providing that care? Working adults. Right now, 63 million Americans are caregivers. That's 1 in 4 adults, with more than half of them currently working full-time. Those numbers are expected to increase and will have a tremendous impact on our communities and, yes, even our workplaces. And caregiving is just one example of a personal stressor that will impact the workplace. Mental health, chronic illness, stress, and burnout are all on the rise, and the organizations that will thrive are those that lead with care, culture, awareness, resources, and empowerment. Care. Through this series, I share practical strategies, leadership tools, and insights to help you create cultures that support well-being, strengthen engagement, and retain top talent. If you'd like a clear starting point, then check out my free training, The Future of Work is Care. The link is below. And while you're there, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with another leader who is ready to build a workplace that cares. Let's get into today's topic. As a physician, I've seen what happens when people try to keep performing at high levels while silently managing personal or family responsibilities also at a high level. I've seen the incredible impact of just one manager who've handled those conversations with care and clarity. And this video is for you, the manager who's trying to do this right. Today, we're going to walk through the real pressures that managers feel around life balance issues, the myth of either care or performance, what empowerment actually looks like, and how to lead in a way that protects your people and your own energy. So let's name what's real. Most managers were never trained for this. You're told to drive results, lead with empathy, manage burnout, stay compliant, coach struggling employees, and now you're also supposed to navigate caregiving, stress, mental health as well. It's a lot. So many managers say nothing and they hope it passes, or they try to overcompensate for their team and they silently take on the slack, and neither is sustainable. And both miss the chance to empower instead of enable. There's a narrative we need to break. If I make space for care, I'm lowering the bar. If I push for results, I'm being insensitive. But the truth is, you can absolutely do both. What high-performing employees want, whether they're caregiving or recovering or simply trying to stay afloat, it's not pity, it's partnership. They want support without being sidelined. They want flexibility without being micromanaged. They want accountability that's fair, not punitive. When you lead with both clarity and care, trust goes up, not down. Here's what empowering employees through these challenges can actually look like. Co-designing expectations instead of guessing what they need. Agreeing on the non-negotiables and what can be flexed. Scheduling check-ins to adapt as needed. And clarifying that their career is still on track. For example, you might say, let's look at the next 6 weeks and decide what is realistic together. I want you to succeed and I want this plan to support the team as well. That kind of leadership earns loyalty, not resentment. Here's some mindset shifts and practices for you as a manager. You want to think of yourself as a partner, not the rescuer. You're not here to rescue, you're here to lead. Your job isn't to cover indefinitely. It's to ask honest questions, create some adaptive expectations, and help the employees succeed without sacrificing the team or even yourself. Second, The mindset shift from fear to framework. Stop relying on instinct or avoidance or fear. Use a framework. This is where the care model comes in. Culture, set the tone that it's not a liability. Awareness, name what's real early. Resources, share clear options without stigma. And empowerment, equip them with the tools that they need. Managers who use a framework feel less overwhelmed. Another mindset shift is from fair for everyone to equitable for each. Fair doesn't mean identical, it means responsive. If someone needs to work flexible hours to maintain their performance, that's not a perk, it is smart management. Equity means giving people what they need to keep doing excellent work sustainably. So here are some conversation starters that make space for support without lowering standards. Hey, I wanted to check in. If things outside work are shifting, let's talk about how that's impacting your workload so we can plan ahead. Here's another one. My job is to help you do great work, even when life is heavy. What would make this role feel more sustainable right now? What supports do you need? Here's another one. Let's revisit expectations. Not to lower the bar, to make sure you can reach it without burning out, because I know that you have so much on your plate right now. These are the kinds of conversations that keep people in the workforce, not quietly heading out the door. When you lead in this way, with care, you reduce your own stress, you increase your team's engagement, you prevent unnecessary turnover, and you build a culture where people stay longer and perform better. That is not being soft, it is being strategic, and your people will never forget how you showed up when things got hard. If you want to understand how employee well-being affects your bottom line and how to lead with the care framework, then start with my free training, The Future of Work is Care. It breaks down the business case for human-centered leadership and gives you practical tools to act. And if you haven't yet, check out my book, Workplaces That Care. It's available on Amazon. It is your playbook for building a resilient workplace that supports and retains your best people. And if no one has told you this lately, you are the reason that someone on your team feels safe today. You are the reason they believe they don't have to choose between their job and their family and their life. You are helping redefine what leadership looks like in this new era. So keep going. You're doing more than you know.